So this is my 1987 Pontiac Firebird formula. It's got the 305 fuel injection. A little backstory on this car. I was about 15 years old when I first saw this car in the garage not far from where I was raised. And ever since I saw it in there and sat in it, I fell in love with this car. It was a friend of mine's dad's car. And now 16 years later, I was lucky enough to have a chance to buy this car. And I was on YouTube from a rural Vermonter, and he said that he was heading to Brandon for a free Firebird. And I didn't know it would have been this one. So as soon as I saw that, I went on Instagram and messaged him and said I had to have this. And we worked out a deal, and I ended up giving him some cash and traded him a Fiat Spider for it. And it's nice to be able to own this. So big shout out to a rural Vermonter for giving me this opportunity to own this vehicle that I sat in for the first time, 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So I haven't really gone through it all yet underneath. So we're going to kind of check out what we have to work with here. It's pretty rusty, apparently. It's been sitting for quite a while, and it was off the road, I believe he said, in '97. So it's it's been stored away for a while. And up in Vermont here, it's pretty bad weather. So I know the main issue here is the rear frame rails. If you can see in there we go. They're pretty rusted. Yeah, pretty crunchy up in here. So for me, that's okay. I'm gonna weld and fix this all up, and it's pretty solid. Other than that, so we'll see. It's a little surface rust throughout everything here, so it definitely needs a good cleaning and whatnot. And it's got a cherry bomb on the back. It's pretty solid floor, which is good. Happy for that. The other side is just like it. Not as bad as the other side though, but yeah, it's still pretty crunchy. Here's the underneath. Going through here, some surface rust, and a hole right down in here. So that'll need some tending to. I am planning on painting this all up. A little tribute to the Trans Am Firebird. And I'm going to paint this all black, and I'm going to put a gold bird on the hood. I'm still going to keep the formula probably on the back here, on the bumper. You can see where it used to be at one point. So I'll keep that on there, kind of pay homage to formula style, which I'm definitely not discrediting, because it's definitely a good car. So here's the front end of it. It looks pretty disgusting, but it still feels solid for the most part. I'm going to clean that all up and see how it is. And the lines are pretty gross. See, it's wet right here. So I'll probably need to replace that. But honestly, not too bad for sitting for so long, especially in Vermont. So I'm pretty excited for this build. Now it does need some kind of mechanism going on in here. I know there's like an automatic pull down and release in here, and unfortunately the key isn't turning into here. I think it's frozen up. I've tried to spray some penetration oil in there, and didn't help at all, and I went in from the inside, sprayed in there. So then of course the plastic, there's two screws here and here around for the plastic in the inside, and I can't get to those unless if this is up. So that's kind of unfortunate. So I'm using a wrench to kind of twist it around in there and see if I can take the mount off and then be able to release the hatch here. I turned the blower on for the heat, and it was all gummed up. So I figured, yeah, I probably had mice living in here and whatever else. So tore the blower out here and the motor and the blower, and sure enough, it was packed full. And I got that cleaned up, and that's good to go. The headlights need to both be replaced. I did get to doing one here, which is in this video, as well as some changing out the latch mechanism here, because that one's pretty seized up. And then I still got to change this motor out and put it all back together. I did put a control valve right here in because it was cracked and broken right through in there, and spitting out radiator fluid. So figured there's coolant spraying, so let's go investigate. And sure enough, it was that inside. I was thinking maybe it was a line down below, but the lines are still pretty good, which is definitely a plus. The belt seems pretty good, but I think, yeah, it's got some little tiny cracks into it and stuff, so I'll probably end up just replacing that for good measure. Yeah, so that'll be a fun little task as well. But yeah, it cleaned up pretty nice, which I'm excited for. Now I'm gonna keep everybody up to date that wants to follow this vehicle and seeing it be restored how it should be. So that's off. That's on. That's a little backwards. I ended up getting a new motor put in for the headlamp, and unfortunately, I guess the Cardon brand here, part number 49-101, is reversed with the wiring. So that's the reason why this is going up when the lights are off and then going down when I turn the lights on. So all I need to do here is to take this out. See if I can do this one-handed here to show you. And then there's little pins here. Usually you can get a screwdriver or whatnot. So pop these out on each side, and it'll pull the, here we go. It'll pull the mechanism here up, this little latch. Oh, sorry for the blurriness here. There we go. And it'll fold backwards. And that releases the wiring, because what there is little grommets right down in there that this thing covers up so it doesn't accidentally slip out or whatnot. So you just grab these, kind of wiggle them a little bit, and pull them outwards, and then just switch the wiring to the opposite one, and then it should work fine. So let's check it out here. There, now it's on the right way. Good deal. Alright, don't mind the mess here, but I am going to be switching out this one right here because it doesn't latch with the new one right here. Alright, well, out with the old, in with the new. Wow. Guess I'm going to have to just manually do this one. So if you're interested in seeing this build, please subscribe, hit the like, and comment underneath on what you think. And a big shout out again to Rover Vermonter for helping with this. If you haven't heard of him, you should go check him out on YouTube here. Posts content weekly, and so if you haven't already, follow him up because he's got a lot of good stuff.